Hello, everybody, and welcome to Proudland. I am your host, Roland. With me
is Proud. I thought you were going to say it all in one go, and I was going to synchronize.
I wasn't going to say it. I was going to say, sitting in my comfy chair, digitally speaking with my co-host, Proud. Proud, how are you?
Yeah, dude.
It's funny that noises can, summarize an entire feeling or an entire day. I understand exactly how your day has gone, just based on maybe a couple of highlights.
Now. It was more like a like that kind of thing.
Okay, so
you know what I mean.
A little bit of a climax near the end for your day.
Yeah, definitely. Well,
good.
I was gonna anyway.
Good. What's new since last week? I don't even think I've spoken with you since last week.
Yeah, I was doing pretty good. I just started spamming Lone Juror. I mean, so we get me on Thursday, and then I say everything that's going on, and then we get me the next day, and then I say everything that's going on, and it's really not a lot. Not a lot changes. There's just the one game I play from Theorycraft.
I'm not talking about Dota. I'm talking about life. What's going on?
Oh, life?
What's going on in your life?
I'm killing it, man. I was signed up for exactly 0 classes, and my classes started this Monday. And I go into this one class that has 123 people on waitlist. I am spot 122. And guess what? As soon as I get in, they're like, "Hey, we're gonna open this class up to everyone on the waitlist because we got a bigger room." So it's like, okay. And then now I have one class. Fucking get an email. Hey, we dropped all the prerequisites for this class, so anyone can take it now. And it's just like a fucking class on making game engines and shit, which is normally kind of blocked to my major because I'm not computer game science, but it fulfills a requirement. And they're just like, yo, anyone can take this. And I was just like, fuck yeah, I'll do that. Went to lecture. I just watched my professor make fucking chiptune, and he was like, okay, here's all these tools, and I'll give them to you for free, and now you can do this too. I was like, sick. And
nice.
It taught me some cool ass shit about fucking music production and stuff. And this is awesome. And I still need a 3rd class, but you know what? 2 out of 3 is good.
2 out of 3 is good. I'm taking 0 out of 3.
Yeah, fuck you, dude.
I didn't drop out of college, but I'm not
just
going.
Fucking left.
I'm just. Yeah. I literally did. So I guess I haven't told this story. So I'm in a public relations class. It's a senior level public relations class. And this is right when Hillary Clinton called all Trump supporters a basket of deplorables.
Yeah.
So the professor feels that it is good for us to talk about Hillary Clinton.
Just how deplorable the basket really is.
She had her own opinions, but she presented it opinionless. She presented it in such a way, she just said, okay, Hillary Clinton just said this. What does the class think? Which instantly segments the class, right, into Hillary supporters and Trump supporters. And I live in a red state, and so the Hillary supporters were definitely much less in number than the Trump supporters. And it turned into the most vile, toxic, unproductive conversation, not relating to public relations in any fashion. And I got up and I walked out of the class in the middle of the discussion.
On the plus, I will say, once you see that divide, you know which of the public you would like to have any relations with.
I was about to say regardless of political.
Irregardless is fine now.
Irregardless means the same thing as regardless.
Yes, language has evolved. Deal with it.
Yeah, exactly. So I get up and walk out of the class, and this is a 3 time a week class. So this was a Monday, Wednesday, Friday deal. This is a Monday where this happens. I leave the class. This is not when I made the decision to quit school halfway through fall semester. I come back in Wednesday, and I'm there. I'm always punctual. I was there 15 minutes early, and there were a few others, stragglers in the room. And the professor felt compelled to come up and talk to me and ask me why I got up and left in the middle of a quote unquote discussion.
Yeah.
And I said, I don't feel that this is academic in any way, shape, or form. I feel like this is further perpetuating the divide between America. The fact that this happened in a classroom that I paid for, I feel is absurd. I also feel that it was a waste of my time, and I have my own things that I can be doing that actually pertain to public relations. And so I went home and I actually practiced public relations. And she said, "How did you practice public relations?" And I said, well, and I was like, "Well, I own or co-own, I guess, but I said I own a little podcast, and it requires constant, news release, press release, interactions with other people.
Upkeep.
It requires me to speak out to advertisers. It requires me to make sure that things are running smoothly, and a video game podcast." And the second I got judged by this master's level, she got a master's degree in some communication something, and is talking down on me for trying to make my own thing. And so I was like, honestly, I'm really offended that you would disparage or try and make my pursuits seem smaller than they are, because isn't this like about free learning and trying to teach us, to think for ourselves? And isn't the whole point of me taking this public relations course to learn how to be a better PR, administrator and use these tactics? And she said, "Well, not if you walk out on a discussion." And I said, "Was that a discussion, or was that a way to segment the class?" Anyway, I get in a kind of a tiff with this professor, to which I say, I'm
well, a master's is not a professor.
She might be an adjunct. Yeah, she might have been an adjunct, but she's teaching a senior level class. Anyway, I don't know.
I mean, was it community college?
No, it's a university.
A 4-year? Oh, okay.
It's
yeah,
a 4-year.
Well, still, master's.
Yeah, she has a master's in organizational communication.
Yeah, I mean, you can be a lecturer with a master's or whatever, but you're not, or you're not a master. You're not a professor without a PhD.
Regardless, I told her, I was, "Hey, I don't think this discussion's going anywhere. Just like Monday's discussion, I'm only here to get your 3 credits so I can continue on and get a piece of paper." And she's like, "You just want this for the piece of paper?" And I was like, well, yeah, that's the only reason I'm here. And anyway, we get in a big argument, and I say, basically the conversation ends with, I'm like, "I'm never coming back to your class." And she's like, "Good." And I never did. And that's the story.
Yeah, well, fuck that human.
Yeah, no, she was a terrible professor. And as this argument's happening, people are shuffling in, because that 15 minutes early is now the class is starting and we're still arguing, and everyone, now it's just this huge spectacle. And already it was a spectacle because I was the guy who got up and walked out while everybody was like discussing their political opinions in a classroom about public relations. And yes, it was a public relation disaster, her calling Trump supporters a basket of deplorables, but the way she phrased it was absolutely wrong. Anyway, long story short, this professor is the sole reason I withdrew from her class.
There's a fair way to say it. Yeah.
I withdrew, and then the other classes, I went up to my professors and I said, "Hey, look, I'm having a baby. I'm just gonna this whole communication thing isn't."
And they were like, "Really? You look so thin."
Yeah, they did say that. And I get your joke, because
all of your professors were dads.
Yeah. Well, I had one professor that was awesome, and he talked to me, and I told him the story, and he's like, "Well, that's unfortunate. Please don't drop out. Like, you're definitely a good student." I was like, "Well, I think I'm going to take a year and see what I can do with my business."
The proper response is, "Actually, I'm just good at everything, so I can do anything I want. I'm a good student." That's not a unique property.
Yeah, well,
I'm just good at everything. I'm rolling. I'm fucking 3K. Like,
in this PR class, and some of you may have seen the tweets that I sent out. Our goal was to get 100 followers from the start of the semester to the end of the semester.
Damn. I could give you some tips. I have over 100.
Well, we were supposed to do it. We were supposed to make sure we had 3 posts a day, and she was going to audit our Twitter accounts, as in making sure nobody could buy followers to do that, making sure that we were staying up to par
Really?
on our Twitter account. Yeah, it was
Seems like PR 101 is to buy followers.
exactly.
Proven technique.
Anyway, it was a whole mess. And then this semester started, and Charlie was born not long before like registration for spring semester. And I was like, Audrey, I'm not going to go back to school, at least not immediately. And now I'm thinking I may not ever go back because I don't like it there at all. And so, yeah, that's where I'm at.
Yeah, school sucks, dude. But I'm still going because you know,
That's
I
my
didn't
rant.
really like the job that I worked, and I was like, yo, I want to go to school, and I got in, so I was like, all right. But hopefully I'll be done soon, and then I can never fucking go back to this atrocious institution again. School's actually great. It just doesn't work for me, so I need to get out of there.
Yeah,
I'm a special boy if no one's noticed.
Audrey gave me 3 years. She said you can have 3 years to do whatever you want. 3 years to pursue your own ventures. And after that 3 years, you're going to have to go back to school and finish your degree or something. You got to do something. But for 3 years,
Or like grow a beard or something.
Yeah. And so she said, and it's cool. Her whole family was like, yeah, I mean, the way of the future is starting your own business and people doing odd jobs. It's not working for that office
or growing a
building or
beard.
like that. I can't grow a beard. I can't do that.
Yeah, so that's what. Well, that's why you got 3 years to either
grow a beard,
figure out a way to grow a beard,
Uh-huh.
or go back to school, or yeah.
Yeah, and so I not only with .p, I've been investing. It sounds funny. I've been investing in the market, and I bought AMD when it was at $4.45.
You own AMD?
I bought AMD back in like July, or maybe it was June, and it was at like $4.45.
Only costs $4.50 to buy all of AMD. Jesus Christ!
No, not all of AMD.
Oh, okay. There's my confusion.
And so I got like my own like Les Schwab account or whatever, and bought a whole shit ton of AMD, and that has worked out swimmingly. So that has basically covered what I would have made with a PR degree in 3 years anyway. So whatever, that's how I'm gonna go ahead and approach it, is that I've already made my investment in my life. Fuck school. I paid it off. Paid off all debt that I had and said, I'm going to go the schoolless route for a little while. I have 2 degrees. I have 2 associate's degrees. I just don't have an undergrad. Yeah. So anyway, I guess I've never divulged that information, but.
Well, now we know. You know what I learned today?
What's that?
NWA's album. It is straight out of, like, right? One sec.
Yeah, straight out of Compton.
Yeah, the album is called Straight Up. Yeah, Straight Up. Man, that's such a fucking good record.
Yes, it is.
That on the way home from
school. It's fucking excellent. Yeah.
Look, I hadn't listened to it to a while, but just as soon as I pop it, I'm just like,
I know.
This is some good.
Isn't it? Don't you just want to drink
shit?
Don't you want to just fucking drink a 40, dude, and just?
I don't drink.
Well, don't you want to hold a 40?
Doesn't it make me want to wish that I drank? Yeah, or drank? Yes.
Drank?
When I listened, just went, drank. Standard. Fuck you. Anyway.
Oh, man. Audrey's texting me. She's like, when's it your turn? Oh, dude, I've been staying up all night, every night. I let Audrey sleep and take the baby, and I'm like, I've got to record. Right now it's midnight. Hey, babe, I'm recording. I got the next one and the one after that.
And the one after that. Forever.
And the one after that. Anyway.
Tell her I said hi. Or don't if she doesn't like me.
I don't. You'd have to come out here. You'd have to come meet her. She's super cool, but she's also super scary.
No, she'd love me, dude.
She probably would. She's intimidating as fuck, though. I'll tell you that much. Like,
yeah. I'm okay, man. I dated a bald woman, a 6 foot tall bald woman. So I'm good with intimidating women.
I'm talking like intimidating in the fact that like the words she uses. Yeah. No, she's the most vulgar person I've ever met in my life. That's for sure. And
Yeah, no, we're set. That's cool.
yeah, and she knows exactly where to slice me, if that makes sense. Like we'll be in a little argument,
I've
and I'll be
sized
like,
you up. I know where the good cuts are.
and she just has like a 3 sentence, and I'm just like, ouch, ouch, and then it lingers in my mind, and I bottle it up, and
She got that razor
and put it
tongue.
away. Oh yeah, she. I've been telling her she should come on Dot P forever. She's so like she's so well spoken. She spends her days reading. That like she reads
Yeah.
like 3 or 4 books a week.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like she would just put Ursi out of the job.
She's I mean, she also is going to school to be a pharmacist. So she's going through like intense chemistry, and intense mathematics and all that, and all that. So they're in
It sounds
different
like
fields.
She's a nerd.
She is like high fashion, but extremely smart. And when we have, man, another tangent. We will get into Dota, I promise. I have the annual going out to dinner with her friends and her friends' husbands tomorrow. Like, and these are her friends from high school that she only sees once a year, that are wildly uninteresting. And I like a few of them, I guess, but literally I just drink myself to death when I go to these things. So I was like, Audrey, I'm going to drink a lot tomorrow. So you've got to drive because I'm not doing this. It's terrible, dude. One guy he has an MBA, and he like struts his chest like he has an MBA. He's like, I've got a master's in business administration. And I fucking know about business. And then one guy works on an oil rig, and then it's like it's segmented.
Oh yeah, you live in Utah, so like high school friends probably just all suck.
And they're Mormon.
But a bunch of people like,
and they're Mormon.
Oh yeah, people like Cyphus and shit, like that kind of person.
No, Cyphus is not like Cyphus. Like very.
Really, I kind of thought Cyphus sucked.
He does, but in different ways. These guys suck.
Okay.
These guys suck just because like the girls sit on an end of the table and the husbands sit on another end of the table. So like. Yeah, it's one of those like married things.
Wretched.
Yeah, and so I have to sit there, and it's basically just like, here's my accomplishment. Here's my one-up accomplishment. Oh, I've got a one-up to all 2 of your accomplishments. Well, here's my one-up.
Roland.
Yeah.
Bring a gun.
Bring a gun?
Bring a gun.
Oh man, if only I believed. No, I don't own any firearms. I feel like they're more dangerous to have in the household than to not. I've never once had a break-in, but maybe once.
Yeah, that's why I just walk around with my katana. And,
yeah, I have a taser that I'm sure I could definitely take somebody down. I know I'm good at diving, so I could definitely dive right in and tase somebody. I may get shot, but let's be honest. I'd probably live with low HP. Anyway, our discussion today. Sorry, I'm really dreading this dinner tomorrow and the whole school thing.
Well, just bring your set, bring your wakizashi, bring your katana, and like a chainmail coif, and I think you'll be fine.
Well, when they ask what I do, it's always, I hate that, man. I hate the status quo. Where it's like,
here's the answer. You say, I don't answer boring ass questions.
Oh, but I have to play ball. That's the problem. I have to play ball, so I have to be like. I have to be like, investments and other things are like, whoa, like with what firm? It's like my own. It's like, where do you do it? In a shed in my backyard? Fuck off, okay? Yeah. I don't know.
See, this is the good thing about knowing no one in real life besides your 2 cats is I don't have to deal with any of that shit. I just have to be alone every day.
Which, I definitely miss the alone. Like I haven't been alone. Well, I'm alone right now, I guess. But like I haven't had that moment where it's like nobody's home. I can like do anything I want.
Yeah, dude. What was that movie with the motherfuckers dancing to that music in his underwear at the start? I've never seen the movie.
It's Tom Cruise. Are you talking Tom Cruise? It's Tom Cruise movie where he like slides on the wood floor.
Yeah, I don't fucking know.
I don't know what that's called either, but
it's classic and it's on the tip of my tongue. But anyway, that's me every day. Only it's like, ambient black metal or something.
Ambient black metal. Yeah. No.
Ambient industrial noise punk sliding on the floor in my underwear.
No, it's like it's just like a dog barking into a microphone with heavy distortion.
Oh no, I don't like dogs, dude. I'm cats.
I'm a hybrid. I like both. Anyway, discussion today. 20 minutes of tangents. This is just we'll call this getting to know Proud and Roland plus tangents. We want to talk about the offlane. Like we said last week, we wanted to establish the bones again of Dota 2. If you guys listened to the first 4 episodes of Proudland, we started with the offlane. We then moved to the safe lane where we talked about Sven and Crystal Maiden for an hour. And then we moved to the mid lane. Then we talked about the connective tissue or the jungle, which the connective tissue has definitely changed. But today we want to go over the off lane, and I definitely have some questions for you, Proud, because it feels like different, man, than what it was like before 7.0.
Fuck yeah, dude. You are so right about that.
Aren't
Roland
I?
is so right now. Yeah, you're
It's
on
like
it, man.
totally different.
It's a whole different animal.
So I'm going to summarize what I'm feeling right now as an offlane. Okay.
Okay. Well, let's ground it a little bit. All right. Let's start
so we don't
left
shock
off.
everybody.
Yeah, because I mean, there's no point in building up this thing from scratch, because it's not like it's not like you logged into 7.0 and you forgot everything you knew about Dota, and you were just like, oh, there's a new offlane. Let me just like absorb everything that happened. Like, you're always going to be shackled by your previous heuristics when you need to make new ones, right? Like, that makes sense.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Absolutely.
So what did we know about the offlane before?
We knew that it was a short lane. We knew that it was, in some cases, a lane to sack. The Radiant Tower on offlane was the least valuable tower in the game.
Yeah, just about.
We knew that the offlane's job, if I'm going super basic, is to thwart the safe lane to getting a good start in the laning phase, and then being a playmaker after that. An offlaner should possess some sort of team fight AoE spell, some sort of CC, something.
Yeah, in part, sure.
Something special. An offlane also should have some sort of escape. An offlane should also be sustaining, I want to say.
All right, let's pull it back a little bit, because what you're saying right now is stuff that is certainly true given the environment that is the offlane. So the baseline assumption of the offlane, or the baseline understanding of it, if we want to pull it back to like how many people should be in each lane, that's like an easy way to know how to decide how to play a lane. First, you need to know how many fucking people are going to be there. So we said the safe lane has the most number of like nodes to do stuff at. It has the most like activities. The most attractions are in the safe lane. You have these camps, you have stacking and pulling, you have zoning, you have rotating for like runes and shit. But the most important thing is that the safe lane is by the jungle. It's also like the most defensible, so you have the most ability to like be in and out of it, and like do shit around the jungle and that sort of thing, right? So there's the most shit going on. The off lane is a side lane that has way less going on. There's no pulling. It's not very easy to just like be hanging around it without being able to like get killed. There's like multiple angles to gank you when you're in the off lane, all that shit. So we say before the off lane, one of the main thing that differentiated the off lane from the safe lane was where the creeps met. That's one thing. But the main thing is just that there's less shit to do in the off lane than there is in the safe lane. And the main thing that we really saw this patch is with the changes to the jungle. The only real difference is that you just can't really pull in the off lane, but there's a medium camp, a hard camp, and a ancient camp. And then in the safe lane, you have 2 hard camps, 2 medium camps, and an easy camp.
You can still pull. You can still pull in the off lane. Yeah. The hard camp technically on so if you're Radiant on the Dire side, you can still pull. That camp is still pullable.
All right, I'll give it a wait. I can just spawn creeps now. Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead and continue though.
No, you're good.
No, you're good. To finish your point.
No, I mean that was basically like I finished up my point. So
okay.
So that's what makes the offlane, and what's changed is that there's more shit to do around it, right? And so if we say like you want to put about as many people in a lane as or rather we'll say like each node that's in a map can withstand a certain amount of like saturation. If you have 5 people in mid lane is oversaturated. There are more people than there aren't enough resources to make sure that everyone's like actions are being useful. Once you just have a bunch of people watching creeps, crash against a wave.
Here.
And so the difference is in the off lane, you can fit a few more people now between going to get these bounty runes that are now there and the additional like camp. So like someone can actually jungle for a very long time in the off lane and just like jungle these 2 camps. And then like deal with the wave for like a minute and then jungle these 2 camps for a minute and then do the wave for, and then also like but also like the tempo of that doesn't mix with the bounty rune at all. So there's definitely room for more shit to be going on. If you had someone who was like a semi jungler like Axe and then maybe a kind of like a decently survivable like support like an Earth Spirit or something that just wanted to hang out in the offlane, that would work. Or if you have say a Crystal Maiden just jungling that camp and rotating ganking between like mid and offlane, that's another thing you could do. Just the fact of the matter is there's more shit to do on the offlane part of the map between this new bounty rune. There's also like the regular rune that can spawn there, taking the enemy bounty rune, disrupting the enemy safe lane, and then that doesn't go right. You have the new camps or whatever to like sit back on. There's more shit to do, so there's more reason to have more people in it. Right? That makes sense. And Absolutely. The result of that is it's also true for the enemy team, right? So if there's less to do in the safe lane and more to do in the off lane, teams are incentivized to have a weaker safe lane. If teams are incentive and a stronger off lane, and if that's the case, then having an aggressive off lane is also better. So like it's like this kind of snowball effect. There's more reason to like put resources into the off lane. And that means there's less resources in the safe lane. If there's less resources in the safe lane, now there's even more reason to put resources into the off lane. And then you end up with like a lot of games where, and this was kind of similar to last patch, this is really just like emphasizing it. There is a really strong reason to like be running these dual lanes. Like you kind of always want, it's not like you're just going to pick someone who just fucking sucks at laning and you're going to have a tri lane of like, I don't know, who's fucking garbage at laning. I feel like every support is pretty decent. Like you don't want a tri lane that's like, or you don't want a lane that's like Lion Spectre. I don't know what's one other shitty ass support. They have like you don't want to have Lion Spectre Enigma. It's not like I'm gonna have a bunch of people and there's only gonna be like one offlaner and Lion Spectre can deal with like a solo Beastmaster, and if it's a problem Enigma can rotate over. Like no, that's fucking gone. If you have a weak safe lane, they'll just dual lane against you. And if for whatever reason anything goes kind of weird, they're just like jungle and then come back with like a level advantage on you because you can't jungle because you drafted this shit ass lane.
Yeah. No, I would agree. I would say more to the point, you have a Lion Spectre and a Legion Commander jungle. And the Legion's like, it's okay. When you guys need me, I'll come and help. And it's like, no, you won't. And we're going to lose hard. And
yeah, because they can very easily run this like aggro dual lane and they won't be too starved for experience because there's, the 2 jungle camps and they can do it. It's kind of like because the camps only spawn half as often. Yes, there's less overall a medium camp is better than, or a medium camp is worse than a large camp, right? So if you're doing a large camp and a medium camp every 2 minutes versus just one large camp every minute, which means 2 large camps every 2 minutes, obviously that's worse. But the fact is that you can do it in waves, right? You can do the 2 camps at like you can get the bounty rune and then do 2 camps and then go back to lane, and all you have to do is like wait a minute, and then you'll have those camps available again. Or you just do them every 2 minutes, so you have like a minute of laning, a minute of doing jungling, instead of how it was last patch if you were jungling where it's like 40 seconds of jungling, and then you try to find like a cool looking stick and you like swing it around for fun. You're like, sick, this fucking stick is awesome. And then 20 seconds later, you have to jungle again.
Yeah.
And then you're like, shit, my tower is taking damage, but I need to kill this camp. Otherwise, I'll miss a respawn. It's just shitty. Now that it's in like big waves like that, you can compartmentalize what you're doing a lot better.
That's pretty cool to think about, actually. That makes Legion Commander actually really awesome. And it kind of forces rotation where it's like, hey, there's nothing for you to kill anymore. You may as well go to the lane and help them. I never really thought about that. And that actually is good incentive for the AFK junglers that would just sit there and were able to clear camps every minute. Because that was annoying. I still see Veno jungle, which I feel like this every other minute or odd minute spawning pretty much killed the Veno jungle, right? Like, Veno jungle relied heavily on stacking every single minute and getting to level 5 as soon as possible.
No, it's absolutely true. Like it was dependent on, there was like a few camps that you could just always be hitting and they'd respawn every minute. So it was like pretty efficient. But now the only junglers that are decent are ones that can go from camp to camp to camp and make use of like the entire map. Like
a Wraith King, I think of,
yeah, it's okay. Lone Druid, just
Lone Druid. Okay, well, Enigma as well. Enigma's a great jungler.
Enigma's pretty decent here.
Well, especially against the pick rate of Monkey King. I'll tell you, Enigma is the kryptonite for Monkey King. I don't even have to guess where he is. If I just scan an area, see red, and throw down my midnight pulse. And it's
if you're dealing with monkeys in the trees a lot. I just like never go in trees on Monkey King, and I just don't have that problem.
Yeah, and
not that I play him that much anymore, but the Monkey Kings, they just like live in the trees for no fucking reason. So fucking stupid. Like that skill is not even good for moving around outside of just like jump on a tree, jump down with your E, and don't even channel it. Just do it immediately. Like that's pretty solid. But just like, I'm in a tree. I'm in another tree.
Yeah.
Like just stop doing that. Just walk.
The way I see pros like using the tree and the E is just basically fast movement. I don't even see it too much as initiation. I just see it as like jump on a tree, shift Q E. Now I'm like I just jumped over a bunch of impassable terrain and I am here and ready to kill. Instead of like the stalking.
It's just a janky blink.
Yeah.
Or, like TP to a tower, hop up on a tree, wait for them to start pushing, then do your long ass channeled initiation. But that's really about it.
Yeah, exactly. So
anyway,
are we Monkey King? So Denny asked me, he said, well, aren't there new offlaners for 7.0? And I said, I'd say there's two. Monkey King and Techies.
So.
Techies and Monkey King.
Kind of.
Techies is undoubtedly an offlane. He needs experience now. He sits offlane.
I'm not sold. I think he's a 4 still, and just because of like aggro dual lanes and stuff, like
I guarantee you his most played position is offlane. Just like
I'm not going to debate what his most played position is. I'm going to debate what his best position is.
Which you think?
And no like set of data that includes like not high level techies players is interesting to me.
This is
no set of data that includes low level techies players, because a lot of people play techies in the entire population of Dota. Very few of them know what the fuck they're doing.
For sure. Okay, so this techies number one techies is offlane every single game, very high skill, and that's
I wouldn't debate it. And I'm sure they are, because if you're like a really good player on a hero, you're probably just gonna like go core or whatever. But I mean, when Techies was dope broken, I saw a lot of people playing him off lane. But when he was being played at TI at like an actual level, like he was a 4.
But he won't ever be that position that he was in at TI5 because of the way red mines now work, because of the way blast off now works.
He's really fucking good, man.
Techies was able at level 1 with enough mines to kill somebody who was level 10, like with a 9 level disparity. Techies could kill you if you walked over his mines.
He could kill almost anyone with level 1 mines if he had enough of them. But.
Yeah, exactly. Especially
that's not like the point. Like when I say that, I don't think that he is like a position 3. It's like I don't think he requires anywhere near the investment of resources to get anything out of him. Like I know he needs these things, but you don't need to put him at a position 3 for him to get them. Like all he needs is a good start at level 1, and he doesn't need solo experience at level, like I would much rather have techies go around, do their thing. Maybe he gets the first creep wave or two of the off lane, and I just have like an axe like jungle 2 camps for that first minute, and then I have my axe be the 3 and my techies is roaming around. Like techies is not just going to sit in one lane and soak XP. He's a 4.
He's a 4, but he's like a static 4. Like he stays in the off lane forever. Like I agree with you that he's not a 3, but techies isn't so much. I don't know. You're probably right. I mean, I just don't think he's so much a roamer as he was before. I think he's more of
That's fair. Like, I'm not going to pretend I know exactly the way you play techies because I have literally 0 games on him because I have a strong moral fiber. But I'm just saying, like, in terms of farm priority and whether or not, like, there's no reason that I'm not going to draft an Underlord while also drafting a techies and put the Underlord, like, as, you know, like, the Underlord should probably be taking the CS and the techies is not going to be just like sitting in lane like, hello, sir, I'm here. And the Underlord's going to be sitting behind him like, I'll back you up, buddy. Like, no, that's not going to happen. The Underlord is going to be like active in the lane and the techies will be like going around, you know, looking for openings and shit.
It's true. So as far as offlane goes, I don't think much has changed other than the addition of maybe Monkey King.
Yeah, and he's not so much an offlaner so much as he is like a Legion, not even a Legion commander style offlaner, but just like, you know, like a dual offlaner, like a really fighty core that can be in the offlane and fight motherfuckers.
So what is the consensus on Monkey King? I mean, is he best mid? Is he?
I think he's by far the best mid, or he's the best in an aggro dual lane with a hero like either like Venge or Spirit Breaker or Ogre.
I can see Spirit Breaker working out really well.
Yeah, you just need someone else that's big. And
or like a Tide Hunter, maybe, like with the bash.
No, they both need
or not Tide Hunter, I mean Slardar. I could see Slardar. I could see Slardar Monkey King being super good in a lane together.
Yeah. Underlord's not bad. I mean, here's just good. A Night Stalker that's like roaming around could be decent, but you know, you just need someone like big and fat and has some kind of crowd control with them. Tusk is good. Tusk is good with them. I mean, there's a lot of shit, right?
Oh man, Tusk would be good. A couple of hits, snowball in, get your 3rd hit, and then go ahead and boundless strike. Yeah, that could be good. I'm not seeing much of Tusk.
Oh man, Treant would be good. Holy shit!
You get 1 hit, you bash, you get another hit. Yeah,
like you hit them once, Treant comes out, hits him, and then fucking leech seeds, and he has Orbit Venom going, and Monkey gets you know 3 or 4 hits. Like that sounds super good.
That sounds like something I want to try. Anyway, yeah, me too. I'm a good tree, and you're a good Monkey King. We should try that.
Yeah, too. I'm also a good tree.
I
love tree.
I love tree.
I've won a lot of games on Tree. He was like my most successful support when I climbed to 5K. Just saying.
Really? Well, I haven't climbed to 5K.
Yeah.
Did you appreciate my song? Did you hear my song?
Oh yeah, that was fucking good. Your songs have been on point.
If I was an Ursi,
I'm a fucking music snob.
But then again, no, or Proud. I thought that was hilarious. When I wrote that, I laughed out loud.
Which one was this?
I said if I was an Ursinity, but then again, no, or a Proud, who makes guides about a lonely druid.
Yes, I remember. Yeah, okay, yeah.
I know it's not much, but it's the best I can do. I was like, because I don't want to be Ursinity. I mean, let's be honest. Anyway, tangent over. So offlane, let's talk about the fundamental changes from 688 to 689, and then 691, 692 to 693, 694, 695.
I want to go on to kind of like the new offlaners a little bit, or like maybe the offlaners that are reintroducing to the meta.
Yeah, more meta offlaners.
Yeah, because I don't think anyone changed like, oh, this person can offlane now. Crazy. Like, I don't think that really happened outside of there's more aggro dual lanes. So, like, more, you know, like cores like Monkey King and Legion Commander to an extent are a lot more opened up. But like Darkseer is really good now. He had a real shit showing at Genting, but being able to combo heroes that are much better now, like Spirit Breaker and Slardar are both absurdly good, and they're also incredible Ion Shell targets. Same thing with Earth Spirit. Incredible heroes to put Ion Shell on. So much so that you saw this maneuver that I tried to do with Skronk, and it didn't really work out for us. But I think there's just like a very set thing that you have to do with it to have it be strong at the beginning. But they did like Darkseer Spirit Breaker, level 1, and just like 1 Ion Shell on the wave, 1 Ion Shell on the Spirit Breaker. I'm pretty sure that's what they did. I'm probably wrong because it didn't work for us great. I mean, we won the game, but it was like we just pushed the lane, and I was like, I want to walk at them, but they were under tower. But like, yeah, you can do a lot of like really cool aggro dual lane stuff with Darkseer. And he's kind of the main offlaner that was just kind of out of it and now is much bigger in. I feel like Magnus is pretty decent. But it's
I've
like
seen him in
Commander.
offlane. I've seen him in offlane.
He's just good and fun right now. I'm not sure how strong he is. He's just hella fun. But like Legion Commander is a much better offlaner now. I think she's better mid than offlane, but I mean you can play her now. Any of these heroes that could make use of the jungle, or had kind of issues with getting pushed out of lane, are a lot better off now because they do have that tempo that they can play of like jungle lane, all that shit. Bat Rider's still absurd, no change there. But I feel like the main ones to focus on are like Darkseer and Legion Commander and her ilk.
Yeah, no,
and Underlord, but he would have been good last patch too.
Underlord is an excellent hero, and it's cool with Underlord because he has the ability to farm really quickly. Like I put him up against like a Clockwork, and I understand that they do wildly different things. But
Clockwork's the other offlaner. That's
I'm seeing him a lot. I'm seeing him a lot for sure. But I feel like
great.
He has to. I feel like Clockwork has to farm heroes, where Underlord has the ability to farm creeps really well.
No, you're not wrong. I'm not drawing any parallels between the two. I'm just saying, like,
I know.
I would want to focus on like Darkseer, Clockwork, and Legion as kind of these newer breeds of offlaners that are good.
I just love Underlord.
Heroes that most take advantage of the new map. Anyway, sorry, go on.
Yeah, well, and I feel like Underlord is one of the better ones to take advantage of the new map. I feel like
maybe
if anything was added, were more choke points. The map feels.
Oh, that's true.
The map feels like there's so little open ground. The only giant open ground that I can think of are near the safe lane bounty runes for either side, and the wells and the middle river. And then other than that, you were just there choke point after choke point, which I love that they did that because it forces smart fighting. Whereas before it was, I'm an item up on you, I kill you. And now it's basically who leads.
No, that's true. I hadn't thought about that. Yeah, it's just like a fucking series of hallways now. Like, you just look around the map, like, where do I go from here? This one path or this one path. It's not like this general direction and I kind of, let pathfinding take it. It's like, nope, I just fucking go around them trees.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, I had not thought about that at all. You are such a smart human.
Thank you. Which I think lends well to why we're seeing Clockwork, why we're seeing Underlord as well, because Clockwork blocks off. I'm surprised there's not more Earthshaker, honestly, but Earthshaker can work against your team as well, if by blocking off those pathways, and that's happened to me a couple times with Earthshaker. But
yeah, I have been seeing a bit more Earthshaker. He's just not that great a hero because Sand King exists, aka the God hero.
Yeah, Sand King is awesome. Basically anything that can hold area. Also, Warlock is awesome. I mean, Upheaval has new meaning because of all these juke spots and people going into trees and whatnot, because that's a new addition or not a new addition. They've been doing it for a while with their patches, but trees have become this super important thing about Dota. Not that they ever weren't, but I don't know. You can
just the more you play, the more you're like, you know what? That shit. This is a big ass fucking deal.
And if you
turns out
you just smack, and that's why Enigma being able to open up those choke points as well, and allow your team to fight. I think those are some of the heroes. And honestly, I kind of just discovered that talking to you, it is kind of more choky than it's ever been. But
no, this has been like a thought you've been holding on for a long time.
It really hasn't. But if we want to think premeditation was a cause here, then we can go ahead with it. But Underlord, the whole point being, Underlord's great as far as getting your team out. He's a good de-initiator where you can just like pit and get away, everybody, we're good. Which is why I love Underlord Centaur. I feel like that's a really cool combination. Because I mean, you've got great initiation by both of them, and you've got great de-initiation by both of them, and they're both like cow guys. So like
4 legs, definitely a lot of synergy there at least.
Yeah, quadrupeds, super good.
Good term.
Anyway, the off lane, a lot of people calling it the new safe lane, or I've heard.
Yeah, I heard. I mean, that was like a thing that got a little bit of attention.
What do you say there? Why not? Why not? It's closer to the bounty rune. It's closer to the shrine. It's
easier to gank. That's all there is to it. It's still an easier to gank lane. I mean, like, yes, I know in general, like you can't. I mean, you can pull it, but you're never going to be able to lane a weak hero in the off lane successfully. That is literally never going to happen.
I think of like a Drow Ranger
you can't
in the
have
off lane.
You can't have.
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah,
then someone walks
happen?
up the river and you're just like, guess what? I'm fucking dead. Like you're just dead.
I'm gonna turn around and gust you and hope that you can't do anything.
What happens if a co-op blinks on you? Like you cannot have a remotely safe lane if like you are farming and then something you aren't expecting happens. What's your recourse? If you're farming like right next to tower. If you're farming in safe lane, there's a good chance you can be right next to tower, and then you can like juke in trees and shit. Yes, the safe lane is obviously weak to like the 4-man rotation that happens around the 6 to 8 minutes in higher level games. That's gonna happen. Most towers are pretty fucking weak to that. Turns out 4 people pretty fucking strong. But the fact of the matter is, it's more shocking because they take like 3 heroes and then rotate on you where you're only expecting 1. If you're dealing with like your off lane and like whoa, if you were treating your off lane like you were treating your safe lane. And you only had like 3 heroes there or whatever, and then you're only fighting, or rather, if you weren't expecting any pressure onto your off lane, and then it turns out there was a shit ton, it would also fall pretty quickly. The safe lane is only like, oh man, the safe lane is like so vulnerable. I think that's mostly just because of how like defensible it is at first, and then all at once it's not. So like it seems like a really weak lane. I'm not saying the conventional wisdom that the safe lane is like a really easy tower to gank or to push is like false. But I'm just saying, like, in general, like, having, like, heroes are more defensible in the safe lane than heroes are in the off lane. Maybe the tower isn't, but that's irrelevant at the point where you're not worried about defending towers.
Yeah, I see your point. Like, 6.88 map, you had that one opening from the trees, and that was basically it. And you could get one ward that would basically show you any movements. Whereas now people can do all sorts of crazy things to get to the safe lane and get you. There's also 2 ramps that lead to your, in between their tower and your tower. Yep. It does feel, which I like it. I mean, it makes you feel less comfortable free farming. Like even in Anti-Mage is just sitting there and it's like, ooh, I don't know. I'm here in between the towers. But I definitely don't feel safe. And that's also like the advent of the roamer. I feel like if ever there were a time to roam around, it's now. I feel like if whether you know it or not, there's a roamer in your game every game you play. Just with the way the map's set up, and why leave gold just sitting on the map? Like basically you're going to find, somebody roaming around. So I've been loving playing Pudge. I've been loving playing Ricky. I've been loving playing Bounty Hunter for this exact reason, where I can do some shit. I can help. A lot of the times I start in the off lane and I find myself in the safe lane and I'm like woken up, and like with a hangover. I'm like, whoa, how'd I get here? But I love that they've incentivized the fact that, being static isn't necessarily great, and what you notice is offlane, mid, and safe lane are static. They're never moving, and the supports have really, I don't know, they've always been important, but it's also made people want to play support. I've been having these games where we have 4 supports in a core, and like I'll pick support first, and someone's like, no, I'm a support. And then a third person's like, I only play support. And then a fourth person's like, no, I'm gonna pick this, but it's a support.
I feel like roaming or playing roaming is definitely like, or four is way more fun now. Five is pretty similar, to be honest. I mean, I love the new Dota. For sure. Like I like playing support now more than I did before, just because I like Dota more than I did before. In general.
Me too.
But I mean, Monkey King sucks, and I hate that. Like, I really I still just hate Monkey King, and I hate fucking Anyway, there's some heroes I really just fucking hate in this game. Still.
I just call him Dumb King. Yeah, I understand the techies hate. I understand the Monkey King hate. I don't understand why there's not more Slark hate. That hero,
it's not that good.
It's either not that good or it's too good. And that's what I hate. I don't feel like there's great balance there. It's either
he can be a feast or famine hero. Like that's fair.
I don't like feast or famine heroes. Also Meepo.
Meepo's horseshit right now.
Yeah, he's absolutely horseshit. There's too much experience on the map. for Meepo. And I honestly haven't played him. I don't know when he gets his fourth Meepo, like barring Ags. I don't know if it's still level 17 when he gets his fourth Meepo or not.
It's 18, I think.
Oh, it's 18. I feel like they could.
I don't know.
I feel like they could bump that up to like 20, or something like that before he. Because they should compensate for the extra experience, plus the tomes giving plus 100 more experience for every tome used. Meepo being able to solo Roche at like 7 minutes. All it takes, and I realized this, I watched a video and I changed my hotkeys. It isn't hard. Somebody wrote in an email that said, hey, you guys are painting Meepo out to be some micro god. It's really not as difficult as you make it sound.
Yeah.
And so
I've never said Meepo requires a micro god.
No, you haven't, but Denny and I have. Denny and I put him on a pedestal, like, whoa, a Meepo player. Ooh, that guy's skilled.
It's just a, like, you get your personal macro down in your brain and it's done.
Basically, the reason I could never be a Meepo player, would be hard for me to be a Meepo player, is 1 through 5 I use as items. Yeah. And those are integral for having keybound for individual Meepos. But I did it with quick cast in a demo and changed my hotkeys and went around and did the whole blink poof. And I wasn't perfect with it every time, but I could tell that after about 10 games, I could probably get pretty good with the blink poof thing.
Yeah.
Also, I have generally okay map awareness, so I don't think I'd have a problem with just a Meepo going astray and dying. I think I could babysit 4 to 5 Meepos pretty well. Also, I've been seeing Meepos that don't even get Ags, that just get.
Oh yeah. I mean, you don't need it anymore.
Yeah,
you can like get stats like Dragonlance.
Yeah, they get like 2 Dragonlance, a Blink, and an E-Blade, and a Sheep Stick.
Yeah, you can get Ags later.
And if they need Ags, whatever. But yeah, and they're wrecking with 4 Meepos, which is fine. And I was like, wow, well, that's cool. No longer need to rush the Aghanims. But Meepo is bullshit because I find, like, we were up against the Meepo. This, I say we, it was a solo queue. It's still a we, but. And we made it
the royal we.
The royal we, if we're going to quote the Big Lebowski. We want to kill the Meepo, and we're all like, all right, we're going to aggro try against this Meepo. Meepo's a bullshit hero. And so we do, and we kill him multiple times. And we're all laughing, ha 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 ha. This Meepo sucks. He's going to be stuck in this skill forever. This Meepo totally sucks. And then we go off and do our own thing. Because Meepo sucks. We've killed him 3 or 4 times now before 10 minutes. He's nothing. And the next thing we know, by like 11 minutes, the Meepo is level 17, or because he has 4 Meepos. That's why I'm assuming he's level 17 or level 18, whatever. 2 Dragon Lances, a Blink Dagger, and is dismantling us. And so basically I came to the conclusion that you just have to stay on him all game. You cannot let Meepo out of your sight all game, or it's over.
Here's my theory on why Meepo is so good now as opposed to before. The big change to the map is that less of there's more shit on the map, but it's a lot less centralized. Like similar to the offlane, like you need to like partition everything. Like you can do a bunch of camps in a wave, but then you need to wait and like go somewhere else to do something. Meepo is the fucking king, or I guess the kings of being able to, like hit different points on the map at the same time. Like Meepo can collect 2 bounty runes on different sides of your part of the map and farm both of your jungles. Whereas like last patch, it would be like, yeah, you can farm like one of these jungles, but like Anti-Mage can do the same shit at the exact same speed.
Yeah.
But now Anti-Mage just like does that, and then he can't be in the same area for like 2 minutes, so he needs to like keep going to different places. Meepo is just like, whoop, I fucking sucked it all up. 2 minutes, got the whole fucking map.
Yep. And the second the mid leaves lane for whatever reason, there's a Meepo there to soak experience there. It's insane how you hit the nail on the head there as far as they spread everything so far apart. And guess what? Meepo spreads himself so far apart, able to soak it all up.
Back.
Yeah. So it honestly doesn't even matter that jungle camps don't spawn as frequently. Matter of fact, Meepo's probably okay with it.
Yes, Sven is not okay with not being able to hit the same 3 camps while he does safe lane. Like Sven wants to be able to stay in one fucking area while his ancients get stacked. Meepo is fucking whoop whoop.
Yeah. Fuck. And all too often I see Meepos come and they get 3 bounties every 2 minutes because usually that offlane bounty, your offlane bounty or the opponent's offlane bounty, doesn't get taken because tri-lanes are popular and it is not efficient for the offlane unless he's severely zoned to grab the bounty the second it spawns. And if a Meepo is cognizant enough to just be like, all right, I'm going to send my Meepo there at like 1:45 or 45 seconds in.
My bear has taken so many offlaners bounty runes. It's hilarious.
Because it's really just a sitting duck bounty rune. And I feel like if there's a strategy to develop or to take advantage of in pubs, it's like bait people into taking your offlane bounty, because everybody by now has figured out, hey, it's a free bounty. They're not going to take it. There they are. Like, trap those guys. Make sure that you're watching your bounty. Because
one thing that I'm kind of worried about with the new Dota is like it seems kind of like StarCraft, where your biggest like as far as team dynamics go and team coordination goes, your biggest I don't want to say this, your biggest obstacle is just the amount of processing power. Like all of the actions that you want to take in matches now are fairly obvious. There's not a lot of like extreme strategy to what's the best thing to do. It's really just being able to hold like all of these different nodes that are all these different like attractions in your head and plan the optimal route. Yeah. But like once you do know it, it can get a little formulaic, and then from there you have like this insane guesswork of like you basically end up just playing Minesweeper on like, is the enemy team going to do the efficient thing and get their bounty runes at 2 minutes, then farm all the camps up, or are they going to farm all the camps up, get the bounty runes, and then like go gank? Because like that's how you fucking play Dota now. Like all the camps spawn at the odd minute, farm all the camps up within a minute, bounty rune spawn, collect those, then you do an aggressive action. That's just like very formulaic, very efficient way to play right now. But that's the most counterable shit I could ever think of, like being that formulaic.
Yeah, so, I'm sure we're going to see it taken
wild,
advantage of in the pros.
I'm excited.
Because, they did they simplified the order of operations, basically.
But now there's so many fucking operations that you like.
Yeah, but if you just don't follow the order of operations, you can disrupt the order of operations, is basically what you're saying. So
yeah, dude, it's crazy.
It's going to be cool to see. I watched a bunch of genting, however people are saying it.
Genting, yeah. I wanted to say genting so bad because, English, but it's genting. Deal with it.
Yeah, exactly. I think it sounds cool. And genting means City of the Clouds, and if you saw the picture, it was so cool. Anyway, I noticed a lot of things. I guess I take that back. I didn't notice a lot of things, I guess. It just felt like
some personal flame?
No, it just felt kind of the same. It just felt kind of the same. I don't know. There were...
Yeah, it's just because the heroes were like all played... Like heroes are... Only a couple heroes are played differently right now. Like the meta of
we still
heroes
saw
to
Luna.
pick
We still saw Luna SD.
Luna's the best hero, and Luna's the best carry in the game right now. Like Lifestealer is pretty high up there, but like Luna is overall, like if you're just like, oh, I need to first pick a carry, I don't know what I want to do.
Yeah,
like you either pick
Luna or
Lifestealer, Slardar, or if you or Luna or Jug. Yeah, same shit.
If you want a one Luna or Jug.
Sven's gone. Like PA isn't as good as she used to be.
Spectre in my opinion, Spectre, Anti-Mage, Morphling, anything that requires like 25 to 30 minutes of farm is just out the window.
Nah, it's more like anything that requires like 18 minutes of farm is too much.
Yeah,
like if you're not gonna kill some motherfucker the second you hit 6, I ain't interested in you as my carry.
Yeah,
I mean I am, because I want to love you, but you're just not that good.
I feel like the drow strat has never been stronger.
Yeah, Drow's still good.
Drow's still incredible.
Weaver and shit with it.
Weaver is off the chain incredible, in my opinion.
I don't think Weaver's a good carry. I still don't think Weaver's a good carry.
I think he's a fucking excellent offlane, and what I do
in the correct duel, sure. Abaddon Weaver, solid.
I think just Weaver solo, and you're right. There's probably some sense. You won't agree with me, but I mean, go watch some of these games. If I'm playing a core, no one buys enough sentries. But if I'm playing Lich against the Weaver offlane, Weaver never gets off the ground, because I literally will sell everything I own just to buy sentry wards to make sure that we stop this Weaver.
I'm not telling you that a Weaver offlane is not going to work in a pub. There is no situation in like any pub below 4K where a hero with invis has no chance of doing well. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, Weaver may do well. Like a Clink's offlane could do well at a certain point, but I'm never going to say that Clink's is a good offlaner.
Yeah, no, like in a pro match, no, we're not going to see Weaver offlane, but Weaver offlane solo in pubs destroys unless you are a very committed support to basically being poor all game. You need to be poor all game. You need to buy sentries. You need to buy dust all game and make sure that Weaver never, ever, ever gets his items. Basically, if that Weaver can get his Lincoln Sphere by 15 minutes, you're in big trouble. Any hero that gets Lincoln Sphere by 15 minutes, you're in big trouble. But
I mean, like Weaver offlane of people who don't know how to deal with it is good. I won't disagree with that, but
I love going up against it because I can beat it. But I find that when I'm playing offlane and people are picking support, that something I don't get about people who play Dota. This is going to be a little rant/tangent. Is I want to win the game and I'm a lion.
It's dumb.
I want to win the game and I'm a lion, but I am not willing to buy the items to win the game because I want a blink dagger as a lion. So I'm instead of buying sentries because this Weaver is wrecking my Luna because he's just Sakuchiing and getting a crazy level advantage, I'm off picking up bounty runes and doing stupid shit so I can get my blink dagger as soon as possible.
Do stupid shit.
What is the blink dagger going to get you? A kill, right? That's the whole point.
Forward 1,200 units.
Well, yeah, it's going to get you 1,250 units if you get a perfect blink. But it's blink dagger is a means to a kill. Well, so are sentry wards.
I just like teleporting.
Yeah,
that's really all I'm interested in.
I hate it, dude. I don't understand greedy supports. I hate it. When the key to winning that game as a lion is to buy a windlace. Sorry, you can't afford boots because boots equal 4 sentry wards, and you need those 4 sentry wards. And it's going to mean a win because you're playing this to win, right? And then I think on the other side of all those times,
I'm playing to have fun.
Yeah, no, I'm playing to have fun.
Fun is stupid.
Said me for a very long time where, I'd sit there in jungle and be like, it's fun when I get a radiance. That's when it's fun. I don't care if we're losing. I'm going to stay until I get a radiance. And
reported.
Yeah, and exactly. And that's me now. I'm reporting my past self because no, my fun is struggling to churn milk into butter, basically. And usually I've been drowning lately.
I have a shirt that just says "No fun, not ever" on it, and it shows someone churning butter. I just wanted to share that.
Cool.
It's from a record label, anyway.
Well, that's what it is, and I can't
no
stand
fun,
the sports.
Not ever. That was perfect. I love you.
Yeah, no, it is no fun. I like plus 25. I don't like, and that's why I usually first pick support because I do not trust people to be poor. People don't like to not have items.
I don't trust people to be poor. Roland 2017.
I don't.
I don't know if that's a damning quote or the best quote.
People don't like to not have items. Like their judgment of how well they are doing in a game is by how many items they have. And I will tell you, I've sacrificed 4 staves. I've sacrificed upgraded boots on Vengeful so that my Luna has a Dragon Lance 3 minutes, 4 minutes faster, or so that my Luna has a salve and doesn't have to go back, walk back, and then TP. Because I would rather Luna do well than me have a 4 staff, or than me have an extra kill or something like that. I mean, not saying 4 staff's a bad item, just saying that, God damn it, buy sentries in every game, but definitely buy a ton of sentries against Weaver, Bounty Hunter, Ricky, Clinks, all these heroes that we're seeing a shit ton of. Treant Protector, that
Ogre Magi,
Ogre Mage, but
Ogre Mage.
Also Treant, buy goddamn sentries. He fucking comes out, clonks you on the head, and Orb of Venoms you. Stop that. Buy sentries. That's my PSA.
Sentries.
They're so good. I undervalued sentry wards for years. And now I'm seeing the light.
Now that you know sentries are good, maybe we can get you to buy boots.
Damn it. I guess I think sentry wards are better than boots on a support. I'll tell you that much. Yeah, I buy windlace instead.
That's fair.
Yeah, because boots are like I think of everything in increments of 200 gold as a support.
Yeah.
I'm like, whoa, a staff of wizardry, that's like 10 sentry wards, okay? I don't know if I feel comfortable buying a staff of wizardry.
Yeah, you're like, you sure you need that TP? That's a quarter of a sentry ward.
Yeah.
Or half a sentry ward.
Half a sentry ward. Anyway, any closing thoughts on Offlane? I mean, I don't feel like a ton's change. Obviously, everybody knows Shrine, Bounty Rune to two camps.
Yeah, I wanted to say a lot, actually.
Okay.
There was, I'm sorry, do you have something to do?
No.
Shut up.
No, not really. I mean, okay. No.
Okay, all right. So Offlane. So I wanted to come back to the notion that like the Offlane is now the new safe lane. I feel like that's like pretty reactionary and kind of like clickbaity title. Yeah. But there definitely is a phenomena that deserves some recognition. And I wouldn't say it's so much the Offlane is now the new safe lane, because that implies that it's better than the old safe lane or did the same job that the old safe lane did better, which is just strictly untrue. But I would say the Offlane is now a farming lane. I feel like that's fair to say, or at least is a lot easier and can support a different kind of, at least a greedier core. Like the Offlane can be greedier. And I feel like this follows kind of like the spirit of it. And this is something that I really wanted to hit for a long time. One of the general trends in Dota right now, and it's this huge problem that they're definitely trying to fix, which I've felt has been a fucking monster issue for a long ass time, is they're kind of trying to bridge the gap between what goes on in a like 1.5k pub and what goes on in a pro match. Because the worst thing in the world for Dota and like getting new players is like so like Skrunk's brother, for instance, Chris, love that boy to death. He's adorable. He loves playing Dota with us, but he like hates, pubs just by himself or whatever. But he'd like watch TI and do and people do all this crazy ass shit. And people are like, damn, this looks so fucking cool. And then you go and play a Dota and you're like, yo, I'm gonna like be like Alliance and just like stack all these camps and then like farm them on my supports or whatever. And then like I'm gonna have like this really awesome like support Naga Siren that like turns into a fucking like Radiance carrier at like 45 minutes. And then you get there and it's just like 4 people jungling and you're just sitting there and someone's like, give a tango, please. And you're like, this is not TI3. But now since there's like such more of a pressure, so like basically in Dota, at the very least, outside of junglers, you're going to have like 2 people dual laning, right? Like that's lowest level Dota is like just 2 people. You have a dual lane top, a dual lane bottom. No one knows the fuck a tri lane is. And then like some people mid. Right? Like that's low level Dota. Yeah, I'm not wrong about that.
Absolutely.
That's still true.
Agreed.
Okay, so this new like the new way they do it is like that's fine now. Like you can do that if you want to have like Spectre and Jakiro, or not Spectre. If you want to have like PA and Jakiro top, and then like Jug, Crystal Maiden bottom. Like that's a fine setup. That's cool now. I mean, it's not the best, depending upon what the PA and Jakiro are going up against at top. Like if they're going up against like Life Stealer and Dazzle, maybe that's not going to go that well, but that's just because that's a weaker dual lane, not because you have no business being up there. If you're going up against Spectre Lion with PA Jakiro, like that's a winning lane. Whereas Latch Patch, it would be like, why are you doing that? They have a tri lane, like, or maybe they wouldn't because it's dual lane versus dual lane. But anyway, the point is that you can have optimal Dota now playing like a pub style match. Like I would watch a pro match and see, oh, they have this weird like Spirit Breaker fucking Darkseer dual lane, whatever. Like that's some shit that I saw when I was first starting out. But now that's like a really, really viable strategy. And I think that's fucking awesome. That's like a great way to take the game.
Yeah. No, I couldn't agree more. I mean, I just have to harken back to basically what you said about the Offlane and the difference and why it's kind of like a cute notion is how I put it, that it is the new safe lane, but trees, basic architecture, just rule it out completely. No, it's still the Offlane, definitely.
Yeah. It just it can support more farm now. It can support a dual Offlane with you much more. Like there was one thing that I was seeing that was honestly, it did really fucking well. I think it was the game I was playing with Sam for Theorycraft Thursday. But was that this game against the Sand King? No, I think it was a different game. I mean, we were against the Sand King, but I think it was a different game this was happening. But anyway, they just had like the Sand King that would just do both of his camps, and while he's doing that, they just have a support sitting off lane. Then after he did his camps, the Sand King walked up, the enemy support like went and got the bounty rune or whatever, and then like ganked mid. And then when the camps were respawning, Sand King did the 2 camps. The offlaner or the like roaming support came back top whenever it was like near tower and the Sand King was doing camps. So it can like, oh yeah. And then like, when they finished, maybe he didn't want to gank mid. The Sand King has been jungling a shit ton. Their roaming support got a bunch of levels top, and then they just go aggressive with it. You can play this super, really strong tempo, just basing all of your movements off of the bones of the map and the various like nodes and attractions you can do shit at. Like go play fucking skee ball in the jungle, get a bunch of tickets, and then use them on the enemy safe lane. Like, that's how you play Dota now.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah, get your army men, set them up, throw them off the roof. Whatever, man.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and close this out. I feel like...
Sure, whatever.
I feel like it's a good summary. I feel like everything's been hit with the off lane. I'm really excited to talk about safe lane, which
I think also like I have more to say about the off lane, but it's not totally like salient or whatever that word is.
Salient, like
right?
being notable. Right? Salient is like notable, right?
Yeah, like they haven't coalesced, I guess. A mixture of coalesce and salient, or
let's see
some kind of word I'm looking for.
Definition of salient. Most noticeable or important.
Yeah, no, I say my points haven't really coalesced. That's a much better term. All right, so my points haven't entirely coalesced, but there's definitely like the groundwork for what I think about the offlane has definitely been said, but like touching upon why that makes heroes like Clockwork. Clockwork's maybe a bit more of a fringe case. Clockwork's more just like of how fighty everything is, and Clockwork loves fighting. And like Legion is a lot more viable because she has a lot more room to get farm, like jungling and that sort of thing, and I think does really well with this kind of like roamy tempo-y play. Yeah, I don't know. I think you get it for the most part.
Yeah, I'd agree. Okay, so we have 2 new reviews since the last review.
Okay.
They've been coming in like crazy. So, and by
like
the way,
cakes.
Please and thank you for the people who have left reviews. It's free. It's a great way to get us noticed. And yeah, you just go onto iTunes. You have to create an account. I know you have to download the adware that is iTunes. But you just write an honest review, and it does help us a ton. So I'm going to go ahead and read the most recent 2 that we got. The first one titled The 7K MMR Carry of Dota 2 Podcasts. 5 stars. It's by @GodDamnitMike. He says, this is easily the best Dota podcast out there. You will learn, you will laugh, you will love. 5 stars. The next one is from our own Gingakai. It says, great podcast for beginners. He says, the best podcast for newcomers of Dota 2 and people who want to learn the game in greater detail. Thank you so much, Gingakai. Yeah, no, that helps us a ton. It takes a little bit of time out of your day, and we appreciate it very much so.
Yeah, but so if you're like if you've played Dota, like you're not a newcomer and you have no interest in understanding the game better, get the fuck out of my podcast is essentially the point.
Or stay for the good banter.
I hate everyone.
You can also find us at defenseofthepatients.com, defenseofthepatients@gmail.com if you want to send in questions. This new upcoming Tuesday Q&A with Lyrical Gangster, I think is his name. He
likes Pac more than Biggie, so he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, I think he does some stuff for Beyond the Summit. He's going to be on the question and answer with Arsenity and I. We're going to be, if you have questions for him specifically, or just questions about Dota 2, questions about the pro scene, I'm sure he can answer those a lot better than Ursi or I could, seeing as he is casting those events. He is rubbing shoulders with those pros. He may have some cool insights, so definitely prepare your questions. That's going to be Monday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or Eastern Daylight Time. That's why it's called EDT. So go ahead and either join discord.gg/.pt or DOTP. That's a great way to have your question live on air for Lyrical to answer it. or you can write in, like I said, to defenseofthepatients@gmail.com. Also find us. We will be streaming it live on twitch.tv/.ptv, where you'll get to see Lyrical, you'll get to see me, you'll get to see Ursi, and we will try and field through as many questions. Producer Cyphus is pretty good at that.
Okay.
Yeah, enough plugs there. Also, YouTube is a great place to find Proud's Lonely Druid build that he went over. Theorycraft Thursdays games. The comms are really fun. Like, even if you're at work, you don't even necessarily have to watch the game. I think listening to it's actually pretty fun. I've done that a couple of times where I'll just listen to their comms. Also, you see a lot of ham practice. Did you ever fill the missing role?
No, we're actually taking a break. I mean, I'm still gonna definitely play all the open qualifiers for all the majors, but there's like a lot of shit going on right now.
It's busy.
We're just like
busy times.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. It's just like I don't want to spend time finding like a new person and all that shit.
For sure.
Yeah, I want to definitely put out like way more video content and stuff. I really enjoyed putting out that Lone Druid video. I got good response. So
yeah,
I've been saying like, oh yeah, no, you like people will ask me a question in like Discord or something like, oh yeah, how are you playing? You know, has your jug build changed? Is the build still the build? The build is not still the build. The build has changed. But yeah, like no one fucking knows anything. People know things, just they don't know what I'm doing, which is really the only important information in the world, I think.
Yeah.
But anyway, I want to do things that aren't ham time right now.
For sure.
Also, I mean, I'm like a 5K player. I feel like I can just focus on getting 9K at this point, and then we'll just figure it out from there.
It would be really impressive if you got 6K. I will say that.
That's what I'm trying on. I haven't been playing that much because school like just started, but I feel like I can do it. Like this patch, I don't know. I've been like winning games pretty easy.
Yeah. It definitely
70% win rate this patch. So fucking
Jesus. I'm definitely sinking. I'm sinking a little bit.
Oh, I wanted to say like a couple things. I have a friend who's like been struggling with like improving at Dota and all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
But like if you're trying to get better at Dota, play heroes that you're good at. Like I don't know. There's like all this like weird pressure to like, you know, like always play different heroes and like, oh, this person can only play a couple heroes or whatever. And like even I don't know if like, you know, someone wants to give me shit, I only play a few heroes. I know for a fact that's not true. But like if you're new to the game, yeah, like find heroes that you like to play and then like play them because you like them. So you should do things that you like. That's how you enjoy life. So just find heroes that you like, play them, get good at them. You'll have way more fun in the game than just like I see a lot of my friends who are like struggling to like breach 2K or like they've been stuck in 2K for a while, and I look at their games and it's just like a different fucking hero every game. Like you're not gonna like you don't have a great understanding of the game and you're not enjoying these games, and you like lose a game on one hero and then you just don't play it again. And that's just not gonna work out for you. Like you're not gonna enjoy the game as much if you're just like, you know, scrabbling trying to find one fucking hero that's fun or one hero that can win, and then also is gonna have to be the hero that you play next. Like I just want one hero I can win on. But if you just keep playing new heroes, you're never gonna find that because you're gonna try to get a sense of this hero that you've played like, you know, once in the past 5 months, and then you're gonna lose the game because you don't know what the fuck you're doing. So find a hero that you like, look up a guide and just play it. I'm
slipping a little bit back into that. I stuck with like the Venge, the Lich, the Storm Spirit. I feel like I'm an excellent Storm Spirit, and my win rate shows it. But now I'm picking up Pudge. I'm really loving Pudge. Anyway, it's a long story.
Yeah. But yeah, just I mean, like the way that I do it when I want to play a new hero, because like I mean, you can try out new heroes. It's totally cool. I've tried out so many different new heroes this patch, but like the thing I do is before I go into the game, I'm like, all right, what am I excited to play like about this hero? Like what hero am I excited to play? And I think about, okay, like I'm excited to do this. Like what are the things do I want to do? Oh, I want to try this new Juggernaut. I want to try Hum of the Dom Juggernaut. So like I figure out what I want to do on this hero. And you know, maybe I queue into Dota and, you know, Carrie's picked it, or I think, okay, like what's the support that I'm excited about? And just like I have a few heroes that I'm like excited to play, and I'm excited to play them because I know they do cool shit, and I look up how to do the cool shit. Like, oh man, the new fucking I don't know, like what support? Like Jakiro is really cool now. So like I see what people are doing on Jakiro. And then or Treant, like the new Treant is cool. Like Treant, you get level 1 Q, you get Orb of Venom, you go around, you bash people, you get level 2 Leech Seed, and then you like max living armor or something like that. Mm-hmm. Like figure out what you want to do that's going to be fun, and find a hero that you know that you want to do it on. And then like, you know, you won't just like play a bunch of different ass heroes. You'll be like, all right, I did that thing on Treant. It didn't work. Like, what did I do wrong? I'm going to play it again and see if I can get it to work this time. Like, you can't just play a hero, lose, give up on the hero. It's never going to work. Like, when you first try out anything new, it's going to suck. If you keep trying out new heroes, it's always going to suck. Find a hero you like and, like, play it. If you like it, just fucking play it. Don't let anyone be like, oh, I'm spamming a hero. Like, you don't know what the fuck you're doing. You don't even know what spamming means unless you have 650 Lone Druid games. Like, just play what's fun, man. Play the hero that's really fun for you.
I agree. Also, patreon.com/defense of the patience. I'm going to put out a little bit of a plea. Go out to Patreon and donate what you can. There are a lot of cool prizes. You can get replay reviews done by Ursinity or Proud, myself, or Cyphus. Those are the 4. This is a great way, if you have any extra spare change, to help Defense of the Patience. This is all put back into Defense of the Patience. None of us pocket this money. This money goes to maintaining Defense of the Patience and making sure that the in-houses... I would love to see the prize pool grow, but the in-houses are a $150 prize pool that is not given to the leaders or the people that play the most. It's randomly given out. And so I would love to see that grow. The more resources that come in, the more things that we can do for the community. This is not something that we take for personal gain. This is something that we do to incite fun things for people to do. And I think it's pretty cool. I've seen a lot of people tweet out that they won a $50 Steam gift card for playing in a fun in-house already. Just know that that's where it's going. That's what it's doing. It's helping foster fun things. And so if you want to donate toward fun things that .p puts on, go ahead to defenseofthepatience.com/Patreon, but backwards, because I just plugged that backwards. Patreon.com/defenseofthepatience.
If you donate to Patreon, I will print out a picture of Ronald Reagan from my shitty $15 printer and then sign it and then mail it to you.
If we're going to do that. For anybody, and I need to know that you listen to this show, for anybody that donates any amount to Patreon for listening to this show, I will personally 1v1 mid you, and I will play any hero you want. I'll play any matchup you want.
Alternatively, if you want a good gift, I will print out a picture of Ronald Reagan on my $15 printer, and I will sign it and mail it to you.
But you have to note when you donate that you listened to the Proudland episode that came out on the 13th of January 2017, and I will 1v1 mid you, and you can pick the matchup, and then Proud will sign a Ronald Reagan picture out of a shitty printer and send it to you.
You don't even have to mid him if that's too disruptive for your life. I will print out any picture and I will sign it.
Well, what's a good reward from me? What's a good reward from me?
Stop talking. I don't know.
I have to.
Kidding.
I have to talk. It's unfortunate.
I know it's your job. I don't know. I only take care of me. You know that.
Let's see. What?
That's not true.
I'm trying to think of a good reward. I don't know. What do people want from me? You know what I mean? Like nothing. Like probably for me to be quiet.
Maybe a signed picture of like.
I don't want to have to worry about the post office. I'm bad at that. I'm bad at making trips to the post office. And
maybe like
places.
a basket of apples. From Roland. That sounds like something you would do. Seem like an apple seller.
I'll give you. Okay, here's something.
I mean, I just like sending people things.
Okay.
Nasty looks.
Anthrax.
Pictures of Ronald Reagan. Really all the same caliber of product.
Okay, here's something. I will we'll call this I will do whatever you ask. I will do whatever you ask. That
provided you're of 18 years of age or older.
No. That has to do with...
That's illegal.
Listen, if you donate to patreon.com/defense of the patience and you cite this show, okay, I will do anything Dota related for a half an hour for any amount. Whether that's play a custom game, whether that's play a game with you, whether that's 1v1 mid you, whether that's you make me put some weird restriction on my game. For any amount donated, I will do that so long as you cite this episode. There you go.
I'll print out a picture of Roland and sign it and mail it to you.
Nice. Roland Reagan.
Oh my god! Ever tell you the story of my friend with the sign with the Ronald Reagan picture in his picture frame?
No, but
I had this friend that was
have
this
to...
total fucking he was
Okay.
this total fucking dumbass, and he was like, there was this girl that was like a year younger. There's like he was just like this fucking fat Peruvian dude. One of my best friends played WoW with him and shit. He was great, but he was just like this fat, like totally evil dude. But he came off as like so like innocent and harmless and silly, and just like, man, everyone loved this dude because he was so unassuming. And like this like fucking like gaggle of girls who were like, you know, of high social standing, I will say, like made him a photograph and like put a picture, or one of them put their picture in it, and it was like it was a picture frame, and on it said the wife, and it was just like, oh haha, like, you know, we like flirt and stuff, but it's just like, you know, for funsies, here's a picture of me to go when you go off to college. He immediately removes her photo, goes to the library, prints out a picture of Ronald Reagan on computer paper and puts it in, and just like fucking posts it on Facebook. He's like, my new picture frame. That is the funniest thing any human has ever done.
That's hilarious.
And she was like, what the fuck, dude? I made that. He was like, Ronald Reagan on computer paper. Yeah, so in his memory, because he's no longer with us.
Like he died? He died?
Death is not the end.
Yeah, no. What, did he start playing?
Man, were you there at, I think it was like, was it TI5 or TI6? I just said innocuously, like, death is not the end, just for funsies. And then some dude turns around and it's like, he points at me and he's like, yes! And I was like, okay. Like, didn't know that was like a popular thing to say.
I don't know.
It's like the weirdest.
He's like, yeah, Brendan Fraser said that from The Mummy.
He was just like, fuck yeah, dude. I was like, okay. Like,
yeah.
I'm glad that this is a deeply held belief that you were very energized that other people also share. But I was just saying, I was just trying it on, and what's not really deeply, I feel like you're projecting on me things that I gave you a reason to project, but I really don't hold this view.
People are happy about being at TI, I guess, would be what I have to say.
And he's just like, fuck yeah, dude. You respawn in this game.
All right. Anyway, before I fall asleep at the keyboard, I've been up for almost 24 hours. I literally have. I'm so tired. I'm so tired. I've been thinking a lot about just getting on meth.
I've been thinking.
Would you guys kick me off the show if I started meth?
And I'm on meth. I'm already on meth, dude. We can be meth
really?
bros.
Would you?
Yeah, dude.
So you could supply the meth?
Bros.
Can I get 2 meth?
You think I have
please?
Extra meth? You think that this is my life, that I'm just walking around with extra meth to give to you?
I could definitely use it, though. I heard it keeps you awake forever. That'd be great.
AMD. You can buy meth.
I don't
AMD's
own
like
AMD. I own some stock in AMD.
Details. Buy meth. You live in Utah. Isn't there like meth instead of grass there?
Yeah, there is. How'd you know this was the... okay, we don't need to get into that. There is a lot of meth here, though. It's crazy. I
know, it's America. Of course there's meth.
Is it? I guess it's illegal. Yeah, that's right. I shouldn't do illegal stuff.
Yeah, meth is pretty illegal.
I shouldn't do that. I wish there was like an alternative, like Adderall or something that I could get on. Man, that'd be great. But the doctor doesn't believe me that I have ADHD. It sucks. Anyway.
The doctor doesn't believe me that I'm a ghost. We all have our problems, Roland.
All right. Anyway, I'm going to try.
If I'm not a ghost, how do you explain this? The show is ending. This has been Proudland featuring Proud the Ghost and Roly Poly the Snowy Coly Cannoli.